always wars. Overcoming the manipulation, divided and conquered, split into many nations. As we gather at the Stargate Haitian State. Split into many nations. As we gather at the Stargate Haitian State.
And what's good? I don't know why this is like this, but it's crazy. I was trying to get it fixed. My. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Let's see here real quick. Okay, yeah, there it goes. That's so much more like it. Oh my god. Back with another video. How y'all doing? What it do? I ain't trying to be in the video. How y'all doing? How y'all doing this afternoon? I'm a hot mess. No, I'm not. No, I is not a hot mess. Anywho, I am back with another video, and this video, hold up, y'all. This is crazy.
How to check if some.
Hold up, y'all. This is crazy. Okay. Okay. Trying to see. Testing. 1, 2, 3. I ain't trying to be in the video like that. So, yeah. So, oh my God. Let's get into this with all the distractions. I'm getting folks are trying to distract the energy. This past full moon was really heavy. It was a lot of rituals taking place yesterday, and some stuck and some didn't. Some stuck and some didn't. And there's a new realm that is a lot of timelines are getting ready to fall, if you will. Yeah, it is very interested, to say the least. So I was in my spiritual bath, and when I go in my spiritual bath, that's where I usually get my most powerful downloads. Um, as far as like tapping in to see what's taking place and what ain't, and who's doing what, and how the all-seeing eye will straight rain the sermon on me, straight anoint my head with oil, down to my spine, yan. And I got a lot of things, a lot of downloads, and the downloads, with all these rituals taking place, a lot of people did some stuff. And I'm glad that I always do my spiritual baths after the full moon. If this is your first time here, welcome. If this is your second time here, welcome back. Like, share, subscribe. You are well appreciated. So I always do my spiritual baths after the full moon and they're on, because always cleansing my aura is very, very, very important, and many of us should be into a habit of that. You can't just clean yourself just one time. You got to constantly clean yourself, because there's always stuff being thrown. There's always new devils with these so-called new levels, right? Although the levels are just you remembering yourself. Okay? Let's be clear. We are currently in timelines where, all your versions of you are merging together. And this next very timeline that we are currently all in, we talking about quantum everything. Quantum everything. Take it how it resonates. And if it don't apply, let it fly. But if it resonates, let it meditate. You feel me? So, being the author and the creator, but the Most High plans ain't really our plans. Shout out to all the earth angels, spirit beings, high priestess, shamans. Shout out to y'all. We are in that most powerful timeline right now where shout out to y'all in the part that you played when it came to shining that light. Some of us have to be aggressive. Some of us are gatekeepers. Some of us carry codes in us that people long for, And it all goes back to the tribes, the ancient blood. That's why everything that was once is no longer. Whatever the matrix was, it's falling apart because as the tribes come together, the matrix, the real matrix, going back home to the real matrix and fighting with artificial intelligence, watching these certain individuals and all the rituals that are taking place. I was laughing because, the most powerful time to take that spiritual bath is after the fact. After everybody set their intentions in motion and they just gonna the second day and the third day, those are the most 3 days where the moon is still amplified. So when you take your spiritual bath after that every day and on, right, you are manifesting in the new moon to constantly be cleansed, sending out signals. As signals are being sent to you, we're currently moving forward towards telekinesis and things of that nature. A lot of people, doing things, mimicking other people, or just surrounding their whole obsessions, okay, with the high priestess shamans trying to blend in. And what I'm also realizing, a lot of people, a lot of YouTubers that have to be taken out the way, like 2 Thessalonians said, will be taken out the way. You're going to start to see more YouTubers passing away. They've done too much. They've refused to stop. I'm getting the Wicked Witch, like in the Wizard of Oz, the Wicked Witch is going to melt away. Okay? The Wicked Witch will no longer be. These people are relentless. These entities are relentless, and they have done their part. They have done their share. They have awakened those who they had to awaken. You've done your part, but now you're overstepping your boundaries. You become a vampire to the core, And watching a lot of movies, like the latest one was Sinners, you know, when they was fighting, when the tribes was chasing the vampires, and they were fighting for their gifts, and they constantly were getting, you know, preyed on. And I myself experienced that so much. Like, I can go and hit an app up like TikTok and start doing videos, and these weird people would just start coming in from out of nowhere in my inboxes asking me if I want to read it, my orb, this and that and this and that and blah 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 blah. You know the rest. Mm-mm-mm. We have those that couldn't harm you. They are relentless. They become obsessed to speak stuff over your life because they're so wrapped up into what God got for you, and they've totally abandoned themselves. See, this is the punishment in the end. They miss out on themselves because they're so into somebody else. But the word says you will know my own by their fruit. So if you're a type of person, we have all types of watchers. Let's be clear. We have the gatekeepers of righteousness, confirmation. We have the gatekeepers of darkness. We have the gatekeepers of vampires. We have the gatekeepers of every frequency you could imagine. I'm getting is given. Y'all fell so low, all the way down, that you landed right in AI's hand. Ooh, Reiki Bishi. Come on now. Even AI is becoming more realer than y'all. That's how inauthentic y'all are. And for the shamans and the healers and the gatekeepers of righteousness, they came to do this. They does this. And this is their time. The meek shall inherit. What I said, the meek shall inherit. You got these entities, demonic individuals. They come on here, they do the same thing every day. They are repetitive. They don't have no creation. They want to sit there and worry about what the next person got, because they ain't got it. And when they see you and the glory and the light that you exude, they can't help but to talk about it. Come on, somebody. When they watch you, and I'm getting, as soon as you got in that spiritual bath, child, you got all these energies trying to dim your light. They all trying to speak and turn your flame out. They want to be you. They can't be you. They wanted to harm you. They can't harm you. They're reaping what they sow, and they doing it in a form of fashion where they want to talk about, because the demons got to tell on themselves. Hello? So they trying to keep it cute. But you can see, because gold diggers and materialistic folks, you could tell that they budget bougies. But because you so detached and they so attached, right? You detached. You busy being detached. You busy creating and releasing, right? Sticking within the laws of the universe, right? Not worrying about who, what, when, and how. But how God is blessing you every day mentally, waking up with a sound mind, being free. They got a problem with you being free. Baby, let me tell you something. I'm an OG. That shit came with time, crisis, and conquering. Hello? You can't kill somebody that already died and cheated death so many times because they don't want to be here, but they had to be here. Hello? Hello? Trauma is power, baby. And those who know how to transmute, shouts out to you. Shout outs to you for those who know how to transmute. What you talking about? What you mean what I'm talking about? Then you got the darkness trying to transmute, trying to take your energy and transmute it like they so smart. But you know what? YouTubers are dropping like flies because they refuse to move out the way and let God. Hello? They on here trying to play God, be your God. Hello? I don't care who you think you are. You shall die like men. For ye are God's sons of the Most High. You better be hoping you judging righteously. You better be hoping you not sitting there wasting your time trying to plot and scheme and think you gonna do what? Like, you know, your magic and all this and all that. Baby, the God that I serve, baby, you'll be begging to know him. By time, backfire, 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 baby. You want to talk about supernatural and controlling the elements. Hello? So you have that power. The life and death lies in the tongue. You can speak whatever you want to speak. Here's the deal, though. So while they speaking all this and they speaking all that and speaking all this and speaking all that, the universe is co-creating with you because you are detached. But see, they so fixated on trying to destroy what they think you have. Meanwhile, you such a great, powerful manifester. You can see yourself in anything and everything because you have the power to do so. Because you don't take no for an answer. You don't live in fear. You don't. It's okay to be delusional every now and then when you play with your magic. When it comes to you and being, you know, one with the laws of the universe. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities of rulers, high rulers in dark places. And yeah. And guess what? My blood don't pump Kool-Aid. It definitely pumps oxygen. Hello? Baby, we are always in spirit and in truth. Without spirit, without God in me, there is nothing. There is no me. God is my way. There is no way without my God. And check this out. With God on my side, who can come against me? See, this is what y'all need to understand when it comes to God's priests and priests. For you are royal priesthood. You can't take that. Because they were sent here to complete a mission that you was put there to try to stop. But as long as they are walking with the Most High, you, hunty, shall live a great delusion. You shall also be taken out the way, because 2 Thessalonians says so, baby. Okay, we got a bunch of infiltrators everywhere and anywhere. It is so easy to be soul swamped. The minute you want to be like somebody else and you don't know yourself, you soul swamp yourself, baby. You want to be like somebody. Like I see a lot of these individuals. Well, let me tell you what soul swamping is. Let me tell you what soul swamping is. Let me tell you what soul swamping is. Just because you see somebody on the uppity up on some high frequency shit, don't mean they was always there all their lives. They had to go through different ranks. They had to suffer. They had to bleed. They had to die. They had to come back alive. They had to get their children taken away from them. They had to experience every hell on the planet, baby, before they could get to that rank. So here's the deal, right? The majority of y'all that go for their North Node and you call yourself soul swamping, you're not supposed to know this, but I'm going to tell y'all. Because I want you to recognize yourself being stuck. And it's going to be up to you to transmute that energy if you feel like detaching. But if not, you're going to only have two choices. Detach, redirect your energy, or be destroyed. You gonna go and try to soul swamp somebody, and the only thing you gonna run into is their south node. Hello? And you don't know what that person could have been done, got shot, was a crackhead, got their ass beat all their lives, got their children taken away from them, mother died, papa died, sister gets killed, all uncles and aunts, and bitch, can you what? Can you bear that? Some of y'all will die where you stand trying to fuck around and soul swamp somebody. Hello? Some of y'all stuck in them realms right now. Baby, it's not fun trying to soul swamp nobody, and I'm just here to friendly remind you that it's always good to find your higher self and go find another hobby and quit preying on somebody you think is vulnerable. Because you ever seen a scary movie where the bullies get their asses all the way effed up in the end of the movie, running, scattering, scared, feared, dead, laying there, dropped, all kinds of types of stuff happens to them? Because they were relentless. But they wasn't relentless to understand the will to live. Hello? So now they gotta suffer and hope they make it through at least one motherfucking thing we've been through. Hello? Imagine making it through all that. That's just a small portion of my life. And I had to fight for everything. Yeah? I had to fight. I'm still here for a reason. And I try to kill myself. Most of us, when we don't know what to do with this power, yeah, it wasn't easy being watched by the government all my life. And now I got a bunch of motherfuckers trying to tell me about myself. Let me give you a story time. Hello? Y'all so relentless, you gonna mess around and run into an earthquake, a fire, some lightning, some floods. Because when you play with people that control the elements, baby, you better be careful how you piss them off and how you play telepathically astro attacks. Because sending stupid thoughts, I mean, some of y'all could do a whole video trying to dig in the brain of somebody's energy and not realizing that you just sinking yourself. You just quantum entangling yourself. And even those who play head games, you ain't doing nothing but entrapping yourself. You ain't doing nothing but becoming obsessed for no reason. A useless eater. And let me tell you something. When I say Christ come back, baby, Christ conscious, everything goes. See, the problem with y'all, you don't realize that everybody fell so low down to the physical world. But I live already in the spiritual world. And I already know what's coming. And y'all stay trying to hate on the messenger. Hello? Some of y'all in this past moon gonna just disappear from that. Some of y'all in this past moon did some grimy, hateful attacks. And that right there is going to have some of y'all in awe. Hello? Hit that like, share, subscribe button, please, and thank you. Let's get into this reading. Let's get into this reading. Oh, this is gonna be for the next one. What am I doing? My bad. I thought that was the no. Let's get into this reading. I don't know, for some reason. Let's go. Sexual arts, 33. You could be a Mason. 33 parallel. Sadness, temptation. Healing. Alchemy and letting go. So see, say what you mean. Say what you mean. Some of y'all are wasting your energy in occults and sexual arts. I'm getting sex magic. Y'all, it left you in sadness. It left you in temptation. You yearning for healing and alchemy and letting go. Say what you mean. I'm getting some of y'all and y'all masks be tripping out here and mask off. Unmasking. Some of y'all, I'm telling you, people are going to find out the type of person you was when you won't be here to try to defend yourself. Some of y'all are going to see something about beauty. Some of y'all are going to see that you could have the opportunity to stop doing sex magic that keeps you sad and tempted. Okay? You could begin healing, become the alchemy that you need to be, and start letting go of these habits. Hello? Hello? It's gonna be a real interesting reading. We not even gonna be here long, but in the next, this card, oh, we not even gonna be here long. But in the next video, I will be doing readings. Free readings, if you will. Oh my God. Oh my God. Two of them wanted to fall out. It's going to be for here. And this going to be for here. So we got the Three of Cups. The Three of Cups. Something with a Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, and water. You're entering a happy time in your life. You may be reconnecting with a long lost friend, relative, or loved one. Or you may be celebrating something important. To you. Spend quality time with the people most important to you. Okay? That was the first card. That was definitely the first card. And overly indulging in heavy partying, isolation, independence, alone time, there's a crowd gossip. Okay? So this magic that you've been doing sexually, occultly hitting in plain view sight has led you to sadness. Okay? With this Four of Cups, contemplating, okay, in this collaboration, okay, with the Four of Cups and being sad, you're feeling wow. Okay. So you're feeling with the sadness stagnated and are having a hard time focusing on things that once made you happy and fulfilled. Be mindful of impossible opportunities. You may be inclined to pass up on events, but may realize later that they would have led to amazing things with this sadness. Let's get some intel on this temptation. Sudden awareness, choosing happiness with this sadness. Sudden awareness, choosing happiness, acceptance, retreat, withdraw, checking in for realignment. Okay? We have a Queen of Pentacles, temptation. With this temptation, an upright Queen of Pentacles is a precaution to avoid any misaligned investments. They seek to teach you to be independent and wise. This card represents nature, comfort, and stability. You are tempted to be a part of this cult because of stability. You want to be looked at as a queen of stability. Baby. With that temptation. Financial independence, self-care, work home, confident, self-centered, jealousy, smothering, suspicion, fear, mistrust, devious, de- deed, deeded. Okay? You want to be a Queen of Pentacles with that temptation. You know? That's what you hiding. What about this healing spirit? Excuse me, y'all. Healing is in reverse. It came out in reverse. Okay? For new attraction. Okay? You have to heal. Healing first for some new real attraction is in reverse. Okay? If it was upright, the upright appearance of the Two of Cups indicates a strong partnership or connection built on equality and mutual respect. You are receiving positive energy, so be sure to share it with others. But it's in reverse. It's in reverse. Unified love, partnership, mutual attraction, proposal, marriage connection is in reverse. You have a lot of healing to do. Self-love, disharmony, distrust, breakups, imbalance, tension, broken communication. You have to heal from all that. Okay? What about this alchemy, spirit? What about this alchemy? Oh my God. It went all the way over there just to be in reverse. Okay? A musician. Alchemy is in reverse. Or any card could have came out, but why a musician card in reverse? Because manipulation, insecure, poor planning, untapped talents, lack of confidence, and narcissism. That is a sickness. So you're not a real musician. Okay? A real musician is action, creation, manifestation, power, self-confidence, clarity, willpower, skill, creativity. The musician is pointing to the capability and resources at your disposal. The mind and the universe are only reflections of one another. Remember that you are powerful so that the outer world may recognize your strength. Now, if that's in reverse, okay, you are not a alchemy. Y'all are not alchemies, man. Some of y'all are manipulators. Manipulation, insecure, poor planning, untapped talents, lack of confidence, narcissism. So your alchemy is based on dealing with this occult, things backfiring you. You want to be looked at this as a Queen of Pentacles. You're sitting, you're so tempted. You're so tempted to be so desperate to be looked upon some kind of type of way. With this alchemy, you're supposed to be a musician, an alchemist, but you're in reverse. Something about letting go. Huh? You're not going to have that unless you let go of something that don't serve you. Hello? Okay. How are you helping the community that you so-called built? There's some justice and illumination taking place. Okay, so something about letting go. Let's find out what this letting go wants to say. Page of Swords. Page of Swords, constantly watching. Let it go. Let it go, right? constantly watching. The energy needed for a certain project or task is ready and waiting for you. You just need to tap into it. This is a time of innovation. As the swords relate to communication, this would be a great time to write a blog, a book, or start a podcast. This is also a great time to share ideas or feelings with colleagues or those close to you. New ideas, curiosity, alert, thirst for knowledge, release spying, news, negotiations, information, message, contracts, deception, manipulation, all talks, haste, devious, action, self-expression, gossiping, or bad information. Let go. Let go. What are y'all holding on for? Let's see what else we have here. Let's get into some tarot. Spirit, what do you want us to know about, that moon? The first card is moon, okay, and hermit, okay. Somebody is constantly watching you sit pretty, okay. They are big. Oh my God, they are so mad. They are so mad. They watching you sit pretty, and they have a problem with that. They becoming frustrated because I guess what they wanted for you is literally got them sad. The next card is watching you. This card wanted to come out. A new attraction, again, in reverse. Sadness. New attraction came out in healing. Okay? You could be in loss of regret. They could be in loss of regret. Yeah, feeling stuck with that temptation. They could be in spiritual prison. You know? Cycles closing in their face in their same efficient route. People are evolving away from them. They kind of blocked, stuck with their own burdens. You being celebrated. They are hasty. They are opinionated, you know, about your healing. Okay, they in disagreement and strife about that. See what I'm saying? They definitely being illuminated some kind of type of way. Like, yeah, because you a whole star out here. Okay? It's going to take them a lot of healing. It's going to take them a lot of healing. With that spiritual warfare they got up on you, they stuck in there. They actually going to be on pause. Some of them are going to disappear. Okay? I'm seeing a few YouTubers, yes, with that devil and judgment on the bottom. Excuse me. Okay? Judgment and trying to bind themselves. They are under judgment, trying to bind themselves to your energy with this sex magic, you know. People are crazy. Yeah, they be trying to use that energy. But every woman got their own universe, bro. You know, they wasting their energy on sex magic, and you over here, you could be wasting your energy just harvesting it. You know, you're not even wasting it. You just using it to be the fastest manifesto. Yeah, they watching it. They realizing that. You know what I'm saying? With this alchemist. Yes, you are definitely a queen of wands. Okay, bobbing too high for them as they always contemplating with their disagreement and strife. Ten of Swords trying to, in that rebellion energy, they are stuck with burdens, okay? They trying to figure out how they can sit in your seat as a Queen of Pentacles. So they are tempted, you know, to pretend, you know, that, and whatever they did there left them stuck, you know. They they just, I don't know, man. They can't, yeah, that fishing routine. Let go. They constantly doing the same thing with that Knight of Cups. They could be very charming, you know, and they're gonna they're gonna be all pretty. Some of these folks got podcasts, and some of these folks, no, they could be tarot readers, witches, and warlocks is what I'm getting. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they in disagreement and strife, child. Baby, they fighting each other, okay, while you giving birth to greatness, okay? Because they thought what? Oh my God, they so stuck. Why you busy? Look, they thought they try to have you stuck. They have to surrender. They really have to surrender. Okay? Surrender. Okay? To your alchemists, bruh. You got mad respect out here. Okay? And cycles is closing in their face. Just like that. They're gonna be forced to let go. They're gonna gossip, try to betray you. This is what they was doing all this time. And look, they escaping right now in disappointment, being illuminated. Looked at some kind of type of way. The way these people portrayed themselves to be, right? They stay in routines, okay? With this collaboration, you too strong for them. Okay? Way too strong for them. Okay? And their karma is here. Okay? Their karma's here. Okay? Karma is on their neck. They having depths and rebirths. Depths and rebirths with good karma, bad karma for those, okay? Again, not everybody's like that, okay? They could be left out in the cold because they keep doing the same thing. And some doors are going to close in their faces, okay? Doors is closing in their faces. Spirit said that's the truth, yo. Spirit said that's the truth. Yes, the way people are going to be looking at them, they're going to be losing a lot. Way more than they wanted you to lose. They're going to, as fast as whatever they did to get it, okay? Their illusions is in reverse, okay? With the spiritual warfare. Look, towels at the bottom, bruh. While you celebrate it, bruh. They are heartbroken, bruh. Watching you do it from being in hermit. They looking for you and they can't find you, bruh. They know you in hermit, bruh. Okay? They know you in hermit, bruh. Yes, Knight of Swords. Knight of Swords. They are hasty. They are talking. Look, they watching you have new beginnings over and over and over again. Okay? Whatever they put out there in the universe this past full moon is balanced as soon as it happened, bruh. That shit balanced. Okay? This is you. Happy family and your money, hunty. Okay? They looking for their higher selves. Yeah, you could be a high priestess. They trying to watch you and learn from you. Instead of just saying, hey, acknowledging you. Nah, bro, they watching in silence. Watching in silence. Because they don't want they don't want to congratulate you. They just looking for new content from you. They looking to steal your energy. They want to be you. If they can't be you or mimic you, they want to talk about you. They want to tell their collective that your energy is theirs. How many of that? Listen to these folks. They are stalkers. They give stalker vibes, bruh. You know what I'm saying? They want to give you your flowers by using your energy. That's their way of saying I'm giving you your flowers. Nah, bruh. They know you a cheerful giver. Okay? Yes, they trying to bind themselves to you. And that's why they under judgment. All this great luscious stuff going on. Yes. Look. Look. You're a musician sitting in your 10 of cups. Everything is fine. Everything they try to ever throw at you, you're the mother of it all type of energy. Okay? Because they thought what? What? Like, what? And you know, Most High saved his best for last, because once they out of here, they out of here. Once they out of here, they out of here. You know what I'm saying? And folks is about to start, look, they gonna get it by the universe. They definitely gonna get it by the universe. And look, they can't sleep at night. They watching you be the star. Okay? You know how big mad they are? You know what I'm saying? Some of these sexual artists that are Masons, okay, they could be like Instagram models. Doors is closing in their face. They sick. They sick. They sad because they sick. You know how many people are sick? Sick with AIDS, HIV, running around there undetectable. That's the towels. You know, they try to do something there to you. They wanted you sick. They wanted you, in sadness, but you are alchemy. Everything they want for themselves is because you are already that. And if they can't be it, they want to talk about it. They want to give it. They want to give your energy to their collective. Like, that don't go like that. Because everybody's story is different. When I'm talking as a collective. You know I'm going to be talking as a collective. But I'm not going to tell every collective, listen. Nah, bro. If it resonates, let it meditate. Wherever this story fits, you fit it in. Maybe the whole story ain't going to fit for you. But you're going to be able to relate. Because as a whole, okay, certain individuals must rise. It's a part of God's plan. When they came against you, they came against God. They call themselves the land. But if you out here quantum jumping and you know how to bend reality, they can't do nothing to you. Some of them, you can actually set them back and leave them stuck there forever because they always chasing your newer version. You know what I'm saying? Every day, you're going to be a newer version of your higher self. How to quantum jump. Always prepare in advance of who you're supposed to be in silence. While you watch your enemies in quantum entanglement. While you watch your enemies struggle and fight and try to constantly steal your energy. They get stuck in that. They try to be you so long, forever. Then you switch it up on them. They stuck. They done built whatever they built on that. You already evolved away from that state of mind, that timeline. Some of them set themselves in trap because they thought they was trapping you. But you always come out on top. You ain't got time for that. You know what I'm saying? You know how to turn the video game off. See, being in the matrix, being in the world, not of it, means you just play the game. You don't become the game. You just play the game. They are so distraught because everything they wanted for you, they slowly but surely deteriorating in it. And it's hard for them. They invested so much in that old version copying you. It's going to be hard. They're going to try to keep up with you. Nah, bro, you're going to see them in different parts of they're going to be in their shoe closet trying to be a new version of themselves. That's when you get to see they ain't all that. They ain't that bougie. They ain't that bougie. You know You know what I'm saying? They are not that bougie. They just come to play head games. They just come to tackle and astral attack you. But astral awareness is on the rise as well. Telepathic thoughts, sending the stupidest thoughts, bro. You know how much energy a thought takes? And by the time they realize that whatever they wanted for you is already manifesting in their own stupid funk. They wanted that so bad for you. God had different plans. God plans ain't our plans. I don't care how much you think you doing it. You be thinking you doing your big one. Okay. That don't mean you gonna be like that forever. You know what I'm saying? So why not be in spirit and truth from 21 Jump Street? Why not get used to living in the here and the now? Why not get used to being a good person? Why not? Why not? Why not? That takes a lot of energy, because y'all egos is eating y'all flesh up. That's all that is. You are entangled in ego. Your ego is going to take you out. Some of y'all, you carry so much malice and hate in your heart, child. When you go to blink, baby, you better hope you got that mark on you. You better hope. You better hope. You better hope. You better hope. I'll be doing free readings next in a minute. I gotta get this cook on. It's still early. I've been up since 6 in the morning. I love waking up early. I'm that age where I don't need to sleep. I don't need to sleep all day. I did all that when I was so much way younger, decades ago. So I just wake up and enjoy life and stay in the here and the now. And you know what? Spirit said that's the truth. I've been finding myself getting away more and more away from this internet. Unless the spirit leads me, yeah, I ain't on it like that. Cause being famous ain't cool. I'm telling you right now, being famous, y'all be doing too much. And you ain't got enough money for security. Unless you like certain YouTubers. Yeah, that's spiritual warfare, boy. What about it, spirit? Yeah, ancestors moving you away from that. Messages coming in. Yeah. They have to lay it down. I'm telling you, this next moon is, listen, it's going to take them out. I don't know what, somebody had did something there. And somebody ancestors ain't having it. Yes, they have to lay it down. They did something there, look, caused them a death and a rebirth. They did something there on your star status, boy. They is so mad. they look, something about this. They bonded to a king of swords. You know, they were working with a king of swords. Yes. They be talking mad junk. Like, damn. Yeah, they know you a spiritual giver. Yeah, they ain't lost the regret. They realize that you definitely got some new investments. You're a musician. Okay, they have to lay it down. They try to block the star status. They ain't lost in regret. Because they realize, you know, they can do nothing the way they thought. You know what I'm saying? They still stuck in the old ways. So the good, look, don't let the door hit you with a good Lord split you. I'm getting the split. Okay? The split is very real. The real stars is rising, and they're not rising like that. Justice in reverse. Okay? And that thing popped out. Listen, it's coming in fast. So whatever they did backfired on them. Okay? They tried to do something there, some kind of type, but they ain't lost the regret. They tried to do some spiritual warfare. You got moved out the way instantaneously. Messages coming in. They feeling sick. They are so sick about your star status. Okay? They try to bind themselves to you. They was working with the King of Swords, could be, constantly trying to talk smack on you, and, a King of Swords constantly trying to bind themselves to your star status. Like, they could be watching you. They could have a bigger platform. They could be trying to dig you up, eat out of your plate like a buffet, a vampire, and go present it to other people like if it was their own. Like, that's a big thing, stealing your energy to give it away freely like it's nothing. But they finally, slowly but surely, realizing that you wasn't the one, the two, or the three. They ain't lost in regret. They see whatever they did, you got new profits, investments coming in. You're a musician. Okay, you constantly easing your way. Justice is in reverse. It's something backfired with the spiritual warfare. They done bind themselves. They try to bind themselves to your gift. Okay, they talking hella smack about how things. Something justice, something backfired so fast. They ain't lost in regret. Okay, something about your synchronicity. Okay, they could look. Confirmation, 5 of Swords. Okay. They could be so angry right now. They constantly sending you warfare, They can't sleep at night. They had to lay it down. They see you sitting pretty. That's the truth. Okay? Okay? Listen, the sun in reverse. If they was shining, they're about to not be shining. Okay? They in that rebellious energy. They try to get you with a 10 of Swords, but everything is fine because you a high priestess. Okay? Everything is fine. They bind themselves to a cycle, doors closing in their face because you are very resilient. Okay? Them cards wanted to fall out like that. Yup, you giving birth to greatness, okay? With new beginnings. They watching you. They watching you. They have to surrender from constantly stealing from you, okay? They see with the Fool. You know what I'm saying? With the Fool card. It's not a game. Ooh, child. Child. Yeah. This next season is going to be, for those who have learned. Some of y'all will never see the chosen ones the way you think you see them. They leaving. They getting them out of here. Okay? But before they go, they taking everything rightfully back. Okay? And when Christ does come back, you're going to see everything is going to collapse. Okay? Everything. Going back to the spirit realm. There won't even be a physical realm anymore. That's what all these earthquakes is about. And I'm telling you, you try to stop something, maybe that, yeah. A lot of y'all gonna be left out in that cold. It's gonna be illegal to be homeless. It's coming in fast, okay? It's already illegal to be homeless. Some of y'all, what you wanted for somebody else, big. It's gonna be a whole shame out here, baby. A whole shame. You know what I'm saying? If you like my content, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. If my content benefits you, hit that like, share, subscribe button, and we'll be back with some next free readings. So get ready. Yes, sir. And thank you for tuning in with me. Don't forget to share. Tell a friend that know a friend that we out here. The spirit and the true critical thinkers.
Nations begin taking action, established, rooted in the revolution.